Welcome back to Quay Does Leetcode. I'm going to be doing problem 347, top K frequent elements. So for this problem, you're given an integer array nums and an integer k, and you need to return the k most frequent elements, and you can return the answer in any order. So for example 1, you can see that there are 3 ones, 2 twos, and 1 3. So the top two, you want to get the K is 2, so you want to get the top 2 most frequent. So you can see that there are 3 ones, so it's the top most frequent element. So it's the first answer. And then there are 2 twos, and that's the second most frequent. And so that's the second element in the answer array. And so if K was 3, then 3 would be the next most frequent, and it would be 1, 2, 3. But since K is 2, it's just 1 and 2. So that's basically what you need to know. So how could we solve this problem? Well, an intuitive approach would be to count how many times each element appears in the array, and you could count that with a dictionary, and then you could essentially sort and take the top K values. So for example 1, the dictionary would be the key would be 1, because 1 is the element that is appearing in the array, and the value would be 3 because that's how many times it appears. And then the next key would be 2, and it appears 2 times. And then the next one would be 3, and that appears once. And then you can see that this is already sorted, so you could take the top 2. So how could you sort a dictionary? Well, you could heapify the dictionary. You could change the dictionary into a heap where the key of the heap is the number of times that the element appears. And we could make this heap in O of n time to change the heap into the dictionary. Change the dictionary into a heap. And so then the next thing you would need to do is pop from the heap. So this heap would be a max heap. So the maximum item would be at the top, and the key is the number of times it appears. So 3 would be 3. It appears. 3 is the highest number. So you would pop the 1 from the heap, and that would be the first. You get the first part of the answer. And then K is 2, so you need 1 more. So you would pop this by the 2 from the heap, and you'd get the second element in your answer array. So it takes O of log n time to pop from a heap. So O of log n time to pop from a heap. And we have to do that K times because you want to pop K elements from the heap based on the top K. So that would be times K. So essentially your time complexity would be O of n for creating the dictionary plus log n, K log n to pop from the heap. And so O plus O of n to make the heap. So that would resolve to just K log n, O of K log n for the time complexity. And for the space complexity, you would just need O of n space to build your dictionary, and plus O of n to make your heap. So that would be O of n space complexity. So that's essentially how you would do it. So let's code this up. So the first thing we would do is we could take care of one one case where k is equal to the length of the array. If k is equal to the length of the array, then we know that we want the we know that each element in the array would appear one time. So the top k would be all of the elements in the array, essentially, so you wouldn't have to do any work. So we can just take care of that case right now. So if length of nums equals k, return nums. This ensures that anytime we have a k now, k is always going to be less than the length of the array. So the next thing we need to do is build our dictionary that counts how many times each element appears in the array. So for this, you could use the counter library in Python. So let's just show you how to do it that way, and then I'll show you how to do it if you don't know about the counter library in Python. So let's import the counter library. And let's make our count dictionary. So we'll do counter nums. This will automatically make a dictionary that counts how many items are in each for each array in the array. So it would be a key of 1, value of 3, key of 2, value of 2, key of 3, value of 1. So that's all the code you would need to get that counter dictionary. But if you don't remember how to do that, you could just make it yourself. So let's take this away and let's make it ourselves. So let's make the dictionary an empty dictionary. And now we're going to loop over the nums. For num in nums, we're going to loop over the nums, and then we're going to get the item count is going to be, it's either going to be, we're going to do count.get, and we're going to get num, and we're going to, if it's not in there yet, we're going to default to 0, and then we're going to add 1 to that. So num is equal to item count plus 1. And that's going to do the same thing that the counter library did for us, where we now have a dictionary where it's a key of 1, value of 3, key of 2, value of 2, key of 3, value of 1. So now that we have that, we want to actually heapify our dictionary. And we also want to get the top K elements from the heap. We want to pop the top K. So we can actually do this with one function. And that one function is called n largest. So we could just return heap q, which is the heap library, and n largest. And so the n for this, the arguments are what, how many largest you need, which is the k, because we want the k largest, and then we're going to give it an iterable to make the heap out of. And so we want to use our count dictionary dot keys, and the key we want to be actually doing the sorting by is going to be the value of the count, which is the actual count number. So for the key of 1, the count is 3. So we want the key. So we want the value. So we're going to do the key is equal to count dot get, which will give you the value. And that's all the code you need. So let's run this, see what we get. We've got the right answer, so let's submit this. And that's it. That's how you do it. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.